This presentation will discuss Iredell County's guidelines as it relates to criminal background checks for applicants and employees that will be effective May 1, 2013. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, better known as EEOC, has issued enforcement guidance as it relates to conducting criminal background checks. The guidance has positioned employers to develop written guidelines outlining how criminal background checks will be assessed within the organization. The purpose of the guidelines are to safeguard the county assets, employees, and the citizens of Iredell County. The Human Resources Director and the department head will assess the background checks within these guidelines that are established. Fair and unbiased treatment will be given regardless of protected classes and will comply with the EEOC guidance, Fair Credit Reporting Act, and any other state and federal laws. The Sheriff's Office is exempt from the county's criminal background administrative guidelines. The employees in this department should check with the department head to determine if or when a background check will be conducted. The guidelines will be communicated by announcing it on all vacancy announcement communications. In addition, a summary of rights will be distributed when signing a consent form for the background check to be conducted. All record keeping will be maintained in Human Resources and will be created as highly confidential information. The Human Resources Director may consult with the department head and/or the supervisor regarding background results as it relates to the essential functions of the job. National criminal records to include convictions and/or charges, felonies, misdemeanors, traffic violations, and national sex offender registries will be checked. Maiden names and other states may also be checked. The interpretation of the criminal background checks will be determined based on the nature and gravity of the offenses, the time that has passed since the conviction, the completion of the sentence, the essential functions of the job and the associated risks, and the record since the date of the last conviction. Examples of disqualifying criteria may be an applicant who is applying for a county job and was convicted of embezzlement or fraud. All applicants for full-time, part-time, and temporary are subject to a background check before a final offer of employment is made. Should an applicant refuse to sign a consent form, the offer will be withdrawn. Employees will only receive criminal background checks prior to being promoted or potentially for reasonable cause. An example of reasonable cause may be in a case where an employee, for example, was seen in the paper as being a participant in a criminal act. That may create a reasonable cause situation where a background check would need to be conducted. Effective May 1st, employees will be required to report criminal convictions and charges to the department heads immediately. This includes, but is not limited to, detention, criminal summons, civil summons, expired driver's license, warrant for arrest, order for arrest, traffic violations, etc. The basic rule of thumb is that if you are ever in doubt if you should report something, go ahead and report it to your department head. Again, the department head, supervisor, and the Human Resources Director are required to treat your information as highly confidential. Once it is reported, we will determine if the charge or conviction is related to the essential functions of your job, and if so, we will meet with you to discuss further if necessary. As a reminder, the substance abuse policy requires employees to notify their supervisor or department head of any arrest or convictions of criminal drug and/or alcohol no later than 5 days after such an arrest or conviction. If this happens, it is important for you to know that this will constitute as reasonable suspicion and you will be required to undergo a drug test. Employees are not required to report minor citations such as expired inspection stickers, expired license plates, warning tickets, parking tickets, improper equipment, or any other non-moving traffic violation. If you fail to report any convictions or charges, you will be subject to disciplinary action up to and including termination. As a reminder, The nature of the essential functions of the job in comparison to the conviction or charge will be evaluated to determine if disciplinary action is necessary. Current employees may file an appeal as outlined in the Personnel Ordinance for any actions taken against them relating to their convictions or charges that are reported. Applicants may appeal to the county manager within 5 business days from the date of receipt of the withdrawal letter. This concludes the overview of Iredell County's Criminal Background Check Administrative Guidelines. Again, these are administrative guidelines and they are not part of the Personnel Ordinance. This presentation is not all-inclusive. For additional information, please review the guidelines under Employee Self-Serve or contact your department head for clarifications. Thank you.